you tubing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I would prefer not to do charcoal. Then I have to just.
Yeah, I mean, right now he looks like he's totally standing.
It's a pain, and I'm afraid I'm going to scrape the back of his throat raw. So, come on.
Okay, guys, I'm here at Goats with Horns Animal Sanctuary in Arizona. If you tuned in yesterday, you saw that we were here really early because one of our ducks here, Elvis, came down with botulism. He's been getting round-the-clock care. The fact that you can see him walking right now and flapping his wings like that pretty much proves that he's going to be in it with the treatment. I guess we're going to give him one more dose of the activated charcoal mixed with electrolytes just to be safe, and then he'll get brought outside. He hasn't been back in his stall since Saturday morning, but he's been going outside in a pool in the backyard. Oh, you see, he's feisty. For kind of like PT sessions, just like if humans get some type of injury, maybe they can't put weight on their legs, but they can go in the pool. And that helps, take some of the weight off. And that's what he's been doing. So, yeah, like I said, Saturday morning, he was not able to walk at all. To be honest, we all just kind of thought he was going to succumb to it. Just like in the past, we have lost ducks to it. It can be, very devastating. Sometimes if you are interested and you happen to ever look up, ducks and botulism, you'll see a lot of news stories pop up saying things like, oh, local lake has botulism outbreak, 50 dead geese and ducks, 30 dead, sometimes more. It's a very deadly neurotoxin, and it starts by it attacks the nervous system. So what it does first is it will attack the legs. So that's the first sign, is you see a duck that can't walk. They're paralyzed. Their legs aren't working. And the next it progresses to the wings. And after that, it will go up to the neck and eventually the respiratory system. It basically paralyzes the lungs so that they suffocate. And miraculously, with treatment, you see him walking around and quacking. This did not happen the last time we had a duck with botulism. Unfortunately, he did not make it. We see right now he's getting wrapped up. He's going to get his last dose of activated charcoal mixed with Flock 911. It's like a rescue electrolyte supplement for birds of any species that go down for any reason. It can be put in their water during times of extreme stress, like an electrolyte supplement, but there are also some like probiotics and oregano oil, which is, nature's most potent antiviral, antibacterial, and there's probiotics, all kinds of stuff in there. So
I know.
Michelle is a pro. When I did the activated charcoal yesterday, it took two of us, and it probably like 20-30 minutes because I was so nervous. I'm not as experienced as Michelle is with this. You have to be careful. She is being careful not to scrape the back of his throat. And you can see like he's strong now, and it makes it harder, but it's a good thing that he's this strong. So she dissolved the activated charcoal tablets. She emptied the powder out, there, capsules, and she emptied that into the Rescue 911 solution. And yeah, you can see he's quacking, he's struggling, he's doing a lot better. Like I said, it's kind of a miracle. There's not a very high success rate with rehabbing from botulism, so we are thrilled that he is making it. For those of you just tuning in, we are watching as Elvis is given his last dose of activated charcoal. Now he's going to get put outside in his little pond that we have in the backyard. Normally he has his own stall where he stays with his own pond, but because this is the first day, that he's actually like walking and he's doing awesome, but Michelle, this way it will be easier for her to pop out in between meetings to, peek at him, check on him, see how he's doing, if he's just right there in the backyard versus all the way across the field in the back of the property where the stall is. So we yesterday you saw we were kind of sanitizing his stall and spreading vinegar around, since botulism cannot survive in an acidic environment. And we also wound up, we're now pretty sure that he actually got the botulism from an infected cockroach, since they are the most common insect to carry botulism. And we do have a lot of cockroaches. So we spread DE, diatomaceous earth, all over the place. And we took a few other precautions in order to minimize cockroach back there in his stall. And now, yeah, as you can see, he's gonna be hanging out here in the pool. Oh, he's rinsing his beak, so kind of turning a little black in the pool, since he had all that charcoal in there. But just like I said, it's kind of like you're witnessing a little miracle. It's really rare that they recover, and thanks to the treatment and really soon intervention, it was kind of like a fluke that we just happened to find him back there literally within hours, probably less, from when he was exposed, because just a couple hours before that, I was giving him, I do this thing with the hose back there. I kind of put it on a mist and I spray like a little shower for the ducks, and he was walking around splashing in that. Oh, we have a visitor popping in to say hello. And yeah, then, like I said, it was kind of like a fluke. We realized just as we were getting ready to leave that we had forgotten to feed Elvis. So we ran back there to make sure that he had food in his stall. And when we did, Teresa, one of the volunteers, noticed that he was just laying there, and that's not normal, especially. And then she kind of bent down and was able to pick him up, and that's definitely not normal. You saw him walking around quacking. Some ducks love to be cuddled and held. Ours don't. They're a little bit more wild. They have their more natural behaviors. They it's not that they dislike us or are afraid of us, but they just want to be ducks and be left alone. So the fact that she was able to pick him up, and she's like, I think there's something wrong with his feet. And we looked for wounds. And then as soon as I was like, if I didn't see anything, so I was like, what do you mean? And as soon as she set him down on the ground, we noticed that he could not stand up. He was kind of trying to push and scoot himself around on his little legs. And I was basically like, oh crap, because we had seen this before and it didn't go this way. It was by the time when we found Dewey, the duck who we lost last year to botulism, when we found him, his legs weren't working. By later that evening, less than 12 hours later, we kept thinking he was so unresponsive that we thought that he had passed away. We kept checking and looking and saying, oh, is he even breathing? And then, many seconds would go by and he would kind of take a shuddery breath. And, we were we had him wrapped in a towel. And actually normally there's a hammock right here set up, and we had him on the hammock so we could all kind of give him comfort and stay with him until the end. And next morning he had passed away just within hours. So like I said, that was less than 24 hours, but we don't know how long he had, maybe he had been paralyzed for several hours at that point. So the antitoxin hadn't had enough time to get in and work. But since, like I had mentioned yesterday morning, Elvis was fine walking around in the hose as I gave him his little shower that he likes. And then an hour or 2 hours later, he couldn't even stand up. That's really fast that we noticed, that we found him. Thank goodness for Teresa, because otherwise we'd probably also have another unhappy ending. But, he got that. We had the activated charcoal and the baby parrot food on hand, as well as the Rescue 911 emergency bird supplement. It's one of those things that, we had on hand, hoping that we would never have to use those medications. But the fact of the matter is it's important for sanctuaries and rescues to have emergency supplies on hand. Ideally we would have bought those things and, it would have gone to waste. It would have sat in with our supplies for a couple of years till it expired and we never had to encounter it. That's of course the ideal situation, but in this case, we did encounter it. And because of our monthly donors and people that, support us, we were able to, afford and make sure we had those emergency supplies on hand, plenty of syringes. Like I said, we have boxes of the emergency 911 supplement. And now, as you can see, thanks to that preparedness that we were able to do and prepared, for the emergency of botulism, he is now surviving, and probably he'll stay out here for the rest of the day. And that way, like I mentioned, Michelle can monitor him. She does have a full-time job, but she is able to work from home today. So in between meetings, she can pop in and, peek on him, make sure everything's still going well. We also have a little alarm that we put out here in the backyard as a hawk deterrent, predator deterrent. It, has loud a siren and flashing lights and things like that, just in case there are any hawks circling the area. But as you can see, he is kind of able to move. He's not just, no pun intended, but he's not just a sitting duck. He is able to, move around, and he has not just one, but two tortoise friends. To keep him company, I need to go close this door before she gets in there. She likes to go in the Arizona room, the screened in porch, and then get stuck behind a chair or table. And she's probably 60 pounds, and it's pretty hard for us to pick her up and get her out of there. But anyway, yeah, he'll also have Thelma and Pepper, our special needs chickens, who will be joining him outside very shortly. And hopefully by tonight, he's able to go back into his stall. Like I said, this is just a miracle. We are so happy. We're so thankful that he was strong enough, that we caught it early enough, that, he's young enough that his body was able to fight it. I'm going to jump off here. We'll say hello to the little creepers over here. Just kidding. All these guys are waiting for breakfast. They're peeking, seeing what's going on. But thanks again for tuning in. And for anybody who watched yesterday or were sending us, well wishes and positive vibes and prayers, thank you. And we'll see you next time.